In this lesson, we're going to use a couple of different theorems that are related to circles and tangent lines. So I want to go over those real quick before we apply them in our example questions. The first theorem is called the tangent to a circle theorem. And it says that a line is tangent to a circle if and only if the line is perpendicular to the radius drawn to the point of tangency. That's kind of a mouthful. But what it really means is that a line can only be considered a tangent to a circle. In other words, it's only considered to pass by the circle and touch in a single location if, when you draw that line and identify where it actually touches the circle, if a line drawn from that point to the center of the circle is perpendicular to the line that you're considering tangent, then it can actually be considered a tangent line. So, and if you think that through, that would make sense, because if the line wasn't actually perpendicular to the radius, say if I drew a line from the radius out to this point out here, and then I drew a line kind of across this way and said that I thought it was tangent, but it turned out that this right here was something like 85 degrees, well then obviously we're not actually meeting this edge of the circle only at one point. We're actually going to be sort of crossing over the side of the circle a little bit here, and this line then would not be a true tangent line because it wouldn't just hit that single point. In order to only touch the circle at one point, it's got to go directly sort of beside the center of the circle. I know that doesn't make sense, but the point being that it has to be at that 90-degree intersection, or that perpendicular intersection with the radius of the circle, in order to only touch at one single point, which is what a tangent is. Then the second theorem we're going to bring up here is the Two Tangents Theorem. And the Two Tangent Theorem says that if two tangent segments are drawn to the same circle from the same point, then those two tangents are going to be congruent. So in other words, if I draw a point right here where it touches the circle, and then from that one point I draw a line that's tangent, so it only touches the circle at that one location, to another location outside of the circle we're calling C. And then from C I draw another tangent line that then only crosses and only touches the circle in a single place, like so, that tangent line right here will also be exactly the same length to where it touches the circle as the other one is. So this distance from B to C will always be the same as from D to C if these two lines are tangents and they start at the same location. There's no other way to draw a tangent line to the circle except for hitting in exactly the same position from the same location. So let's use these two theorems in practice. Scroll on down and we'll take a look at the example questions.